friends, welcome back to the Verbo Vocal channel. We read, talk, rant, and share our real reviews about books, serials, movies, etc. If you're ready, let's get into the video. Video is about all the books I read in the first quarter of 2026. Truly, I was in a reading slump for quite sometimes, especially the starting of the year. I just could not get out of that slump. This year, I have decided that I would rather go on quality rather than quantity. I would not be running after 50 books this year, or a goal of that this much number of books I have to read in this particular year. I would like to go with my heart, that whether I'm feeling this book, or if I'm not, I would just keep it aside, not DNF. Might be DNFing it some books, but not deliberately. But I would be reading according to my mood rather than forcing myself to read. This is the agenda of 2026. It's all about quality rather than quantity. Just started with the dark romance. As you all know, I love dark romance. My first read of January was Rina Kent, and I was reading Rina Kent for the first time. This was like my first Rina Kent ever, and I picked up the Deception series. The first book, Wow of Deception. This is mainly a story between Adrian, Leah, and Winter. Adrian is a mafia, broody, everything. You have watched Vampire Diaries, you would be familiar with the word doppelganger, because this is what is happening here. This story is between Adrian, Leah, and Winter. Leah and Winter are doppelgangers of each other. They are lookalikes. And Winter is a girl that was abducted by Adrian just to play his wife Leah for the world. We don't know anything about Leah in this book, and I rated it 3.5 stars when I read it, because it was really slow and there were very many potholes in this book, because we don't know who Leah is. We only know that she is Adrian's wife and Winter is taking. Adrian paid Winter to play Leah as his wife for the world in return of security and food and everything. Lots of spicy scenes. It is full of smut. I can say there is more smut in this one, because it lagged in emotions for me, so that's why I rated it 3.5. The cliffhanger, oh my god, the cliffhanger, so good that I was intrigued to read the second book. Otherwise, I was thinking of DNFing it. But this was the first book of 2026. Second book was obviously the consecutive part of the Deception series, Tempted by Deception. Tempted by Deception, we finally get to know where Leah was, who Winter is, how they are connected, what's happening in their life. From the first book, was always intrigued to leave Adrian after getting everything she wanted: shelter, food, security, a person that adores her. But she still has something in her heart that was telling her to leave that mansion. But we don't know why. I rated this one a 4-star read, and it was worth it. Really showed how good Adrian actually is. In this book, I fell for Adrian. He was his yearning, his form of love. It is way different from the normal love, but it is a different kind of love, and I'm all there for it. So, 4-star read. It was consumed by deception. I read this in month of February. In this finally we get to see Leah in full form because we know what Leah is. She's finally remembering the past. She's like fierce. She's standing there for Adrian. And the way she's standing, clock it. You will love the fierce character of Leah. She is protecting Adrian in a way that Adrian does not even realize. But don't forget, Adrian does not disappoint here. He was chef kiss. Clock it. He was clocking as a husband, like, wow. The yearning, the protectiveness, he being there for Leah emotionally as well as physically, and their family getting all together. It was like, wow. It was a 4-star read for me. All I would say about the Deception series was a good read. It is a maybe read. If you like slow burn, then truly go for it. Because if you have patience, then only you can read this series. Because it picks up, but it is not intriguing in the starting only. It takes times to pick up its pace. And there is lots of smut. It is definitely an 18 plus because it's Rena Kent, so keep that in mind. This year, one more thing happened. I randomly started reading new authors and different genres this year. This year, I decided to read a thriller, and first thing or first author that comes to your mind when you say thriller is Meg Frieda. And obviously, I decided to go with The Housemaid because the movie was out in January, but I didn't watch it. So I was very much intrigued what this book is about. So I gave it a try, and oh my god, I loved it. I gave it a 4.5 stars because it kind of got me out of my reading slump. I am not a thriller girl till this book. I am a dark romance reader for and for. This is a story about Millie. She's on payroll from jail and she's finding jobs. So she finds a house job at Winchester family and she goes in for job and met Nina Winchester and a broody gardener named Enzo there. She got the job. She was very happy to get a job where she can live in the house because she usually lived in a car in a parking lot. So she was very excited about the job. But she does not know what that house is. How creepy that house can be. This book was so intriguing, like in the Winchester family. Everyone was like, what are these? What is their personality? First of all, I was like, Nina Winchester is like a little psycho. And then her daughter Celia was wearing very weird type of go- grandma gowns, you can say. And on the other hand, Andrew Winchester was shown like proper suited man, like handsome man that goes to business trips. I was like, why is Andrew living with Nina type of girl? But this story is like a roller coaster. I did not accept any of the twists and turns. One time I was thinking like Nina Winchester is like, but then the next chapter I was like, no, Millie is something that is going to do everything in this story. And this is definitely a good read for anyone starting thriller. As myself starting a new genre, this was like a good read for. I'm going to read rest of series soon in this 2026, hopefully. Let's see. After reading Housemaid, I also watched the movie with my mom because my mom does not read books, so I was intrigued to show her the movie, and definitely she was so intrigued in the movie. She definitely loved the movie. I also loved the movie. It was one of the adaptation that did justice to the book. I really like the screenplay, acting of Sydney, and everyone in the movie. There was few changes, and I felt like it was acceptable changes. Some things you can't just portray in the movies. Some things are meant for imaginations. That's why we say books are always better than movies. Read the book and you can definitely watch the movie because it was worth it. Next, I listened to Better Than Movies. It was a real read for me. I read it on as an audiobook because I know that if anyone can take me out of my reading slump, in Painter. So I was like, let's reread Better Than the Movies. I got all the mushy vibes, romantic vibes from Wes and all. It was definitely a 5-star read because Lynn Painter never disappoints. If you want to start a romance, if you're feeling low, if you want to feel some giggly vibes, just read a Lynn Painter book. You will not be get disappointed. No spice, no smut, anything, but true yearning, true love, everything. And the movies is a book about Wes and Liz Buxman. They both are neighbors, but they are frenemies. Every time there is some nagging between these two, Liz and Wes. It is so nice read because both decided to fake date just so that Liz can get attention from the person willing to date, but in that process they form a bond. They form such a good bond. The bond was always there. It just needed to get cleaned out. The fog just needed to disappear between them, and they did it. I am, oh my god, it has everything that how cutely they go shopping. He remembers everything about Liz Buxbaum. And definitely yes to Better Than the Movies. 5-star reads from my side. The next book I read was Nothing Like the Movies. This is the sequence to the Better Than the Movies. This is when they go to college. But apparently they both have separated. Liz is in college UCLA. She's graduating in music industry from UCLA. Wes Bennett was also supposed to be there, but he is not because his father passed away from heart attack and he is back in the town to take care of his family. Liz and Wes got separated because Wes left the college and was back in the hometown. 1 year, Wes was back in UCLA with his scholarship in baseball. In chances that in this book, Liz is fake dating with one of her roommates, and Wes always think that he did wrong to Buxbaum, but he knew that he only has eyes for his Buxbaum. Like so good second chance romance. How Wes tries to woo Liz because Wes is the only person that knows Liz better than herself. So he made all the plans, all gestures to just woo her back. This was a proper rom-com vibes. It was definitely a 5-star read for me. I jumped out of my reading slum after reading this book. This was the read in March, so I would definitely say this was a 5-star read from me, and you should definitely read this one. Next book that I read in ending of March was another thriller, Silent Patient. This was a psychological thriller by Alex Michael Diaz. It was like the twists, the turns. This is a story between Artist Alicia has apparently killed her husband at gunpoint with 5 shots on his face. Like, clock it, woman. Sorry, no violence. This is story between Alicia, the artist, and the psychotherapist Theo, because after killing her husband with 5 gunshots, she went silent. She never defended herself, she never talked to anyone, she just went silent. So Theo was intrigued towards this case, like why she is not speaking. Is there something more than that? Maybe she is not a killer, maybe something. uh, Job in the grooves where Alicia was admitted in the mental asylum. He became his psychotherapist. He decided to study everything about her, everything, like from past, from childhood, every trauma, because in his thinking it was like, you can't just kill someone because you love that person way a lot. Everybody around Alicia knows that she loved her husband Gabriel so much. After killing her husband Gabriel, she did not speak anything, but she made a painting. Nobody understand the depth of it. Nobody understand what it actually meant until Theo came along. Theo also has a very traumatic past, so he was like, I need to know this girl, because he became a psychologist because of his trauma in childhood that got delivered to adulthood. Because when your emotions are not expressed, they can be carried to your adulthood. So this was definitely a 5-star read for me in the thriller version, because 300 page, I just threw the book around here and I needed a breather, because the plot twist, nobody has even guessed that plot twist might be coming. So no plot holes. Every chapter has a definite contribution in the story. There was a diary writing by Alicia that gives us the perspective of her in the story without even her speaking right now. The Theo's past, the Theo's present, everything is so beautifully written, so beautifully intrigued. I would definitely recommend you to read this book. And good news, I have just heard that this book is going to be converted into a movie, and I wish they do justice to this book, because this book deserves everything. Like, it is such a nice book. This book definitely deserves an adaptation, because people those who are missing this are really missing it. So it's good that it is converting into movies, but we don't know when. So it is a sign to read book before movies. My last read for the first quarter of 2026 was definitely going to be a special one, because I love Windy series. So my last read of my first quarter was In Her Own League. This was like everything. What did I read? It was definitely a 5-star read. It was very emotional. I was very emotional to read it, because when I started this book, I was like, I am not going to meet these characters ever again. This is end of everything. This book is about Emmett Montgomery and Reese. Montgomery is father of Miller Montgomery, the protagonist of The Caught Up, and he's father-in-law of Kai and coach for Kai and Isai. We knew Emmett from their stories little bit. Reese, on the other hand, is the new boss of the MLB, and Emmett works for Reese. This book has everything. The boss lady Emmett is the inspiration, the fears, the few first chapters. The first song that came to my mind to describe Reese was The Men by Taylor Swift. I was like, clock it, she's just aiming that having a female owner for the first time in an MLB was like a bummer for all the boys out there. Even at the starting of her job was pointing her out, questioning her, fans, media, everyone he was pushing her down. On the other hand, Emmett was not like she's the woman, she can't be uh, owner. She's a girl dad. He raised Miller alone. So he was all she can do it. But they had fights on the decision she took. Because Emmett really does not know the backstory of Reese till now. This story, it was everything. I was like, Emmett is like got to your husband now. He is husband material. He is not book boyfriend material. He is husband material, Emmett Montgomery. The care, the safety, the yearning, the protectness. He always think about protecting one's. He believes that that person is his family. He protects his family. He protects his team. He protects the coaching department. He protects everyone near and dear to him. On the other hand, Reese was always on the game like, I have to do it. I have to prove everybody wrong. She was so overthinking that do it. I have to do it. I have to prove everyone wrong. This is right decision. Stop manipulating yourself. Stop questioning yourself. She used to live alone in the condo and they had interaction. They had to meet for meetings every time before the games. There was yearning, everything. The way Emmett stands for Reese, oh my god, I was like, wow, can I get someone that can stand for me like Emmett does for Reese? And it is not like it is only one-sided. Reese also stands for Emmett. She was trying to protect his job. She was trying to make him understand his point. She was not taking irrational decision. She was just waiting for Emmett's permission in some decision to get in team with her because she does not want everybody against her, because you can't handle a team if every single person is against you. And Emmett is that type of person in the team that every person was loving. If it was very important for Reese to have Emmett in his company, it's definitely a 5-star read. And this series is definitely a 5-star read for me. It is like whenever you want a sports romance that does also have characters, feelings, and emotions, and different body types that gives you push, read this series. It is a definitely 5-star read from my side. So this is it for today's video. This is it for the books I read in my first quarter of April, and I would definitely recommend you to add them to your TBR ASAP. Tell me in the comment section if you have read any of these books or which book are you going to add into your TBR. Share and subscribe to my channel as I am aiming to go 1K before May end, because it's going to be my book anniversary and I would really like to have 1K before that, and I would like to expand my family. Thank you for showing the love you show me, and I will be back with more videos.